Man, feeling good. It's been 5 days, and I have lost 3/4 of a pound.
Hey,
New Year,
nice.
hey, it's a new year, Jacob. Johnny, it's busted pencils. Well, first of all, yeah, busted pencils, educated educators, talking education. First homeroom of the new year with you know, well, of course, Dr. Johnny Lupinacci, Jacob, chairman of the board, and me, Dr. Tim Slucker. We are here and ready to go. And just thinking about this, um, you know, the first homeroom back from holiday break, thinking about that and going, boy, it just makes me go back in time, thinking about that night before going back to school after being home, maybe from December 23rd to January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, whatever it was, and being and going like, oh, I gotta go back. And then that next day, showing up in homeroom and kind of being like, actually, I'm okay now that I'm back because I get to see so many people that I didn't hang out with during that time, because I'm running to my Aunt Cindy's house and then going to the grandparents' house and all that time, you're spending there and it's good to see everybody. And so I would like to say the same to you guys back in homeroom. Man, it was a long time out there, sled riding, Christmas caroling, going around throwing snowballs, at moving vehicles, things like, whatever you used to do. But anyway, I am just excited because thinking about how many people are out there right now going, you know what, Slacker, shut up. Just be happy I'm here right now because you know what? Christmas break could have lasted a lot longer. Holiday break could have lasted a lot longer. Just quick though, reminiscing, my worst back to school homeroom. Um, I'll have to say that before the movie, I actually eh, did the tongue on cold metal experiment during one Christmas break. And a portion of my tongue I left on my sled. I had one of those sleds, the old fashioned kind you see now people hanging out for their decorations, the with the steel rails and the wood and you got to turn it. I remember one time I wasn't even trying to test fate. I just for some reason thought I need to stick my tongue out as I'm going down the hill on this sled, and my tongue happened to hit the top part of the steering column of my sled, and oh, it gets stuck. It really does get stuck, and yeah, I went back to school that next day with a bad tongue. Let's just put it that way, bad tongue. So anyway, that's my remembering homeroom, but then being excited about homeroom. So put it out to you,
And Tim, you don't
Johnny.
have to feel bad because the producer Jacob here chiming in with his joke he thought of during your previous comments. Tim, you don't have to feel bad because I also lost my family bank on Christmas before Jimmy Stewart did. So I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, and I've always looked for royalties on that one, never got them. But what are you going to do?
Woo. Jacob, Johnny Lupinacci, welcome to homeroom, man. 2026.
Hey, I love homeroom. It's good. I'm lucky, Tim. I don't have to be, even though it's back to Monday and so many, educators out there are in their classrooms pretty quickly after the New Year break. My university doesn't start back up for another week or so. So it's still a transition period, but we're gearing up. Of course, the hockey team's practicing, and we got big games coming up this weekend in Tri-City. So we're getting up pumped for that. So it's a little bit of an ease back in. to the grind, start off 2026, warming the engines up, not necessarily going into, full swing back into the classroom. But here at Homeroom, Tim, it's pretty awesome. Glad to be back. I was trying to remember my worst Monday back after a New Year's. I think you can imagine after our most recent shows, my New Year's are pretty exhausting. So
Mm.
those homeroom appearances, those Mondays after New Year's, whoo, I've got a long list of contenders for which one might have been the worst or the most of a slog. But Tim, it happened to be 1999. You made the
Oh,
joke in our New Year's shows about that. You didn't party necessarily like it was 1999. I say I always partied like it's 1999. Actually, this was New Year's Eve 1999. Remember Y2K? We were all ready for the world to pretty much stop, or something strange was going to happen when everything clicked to the 2000s. Nothing happened. But I will say, Tim, I was at an
mm.
epic New Year's celebration in the great city of Chicago.
Woo.
Right? Remember, I'm a big Midwest guy. So Chicago, downtown Chicago, big New Year's parties. One I can remember included Buster Rhymes performing at it. It was pretty epic. All these, oh man, it was a blur. But dude, I will tell you that there was a big snowstorm.
Mm.
Okay, for people listening that are local to that area, you remember 1999 years if there was a huge snowstorm. Well, I just thought, yeah, I'll figure out where my car is and what I need to do to move it eventually. Well, Tim, that car was more than buried, not only in snow, but in plowed snow on top of the
Nice.
snow. I mean, there was no getting to this car. And I didn't even think about it until close to that. It's time to get back to school. Back then, I was in college. I was like, well, better locate my car, start figuring out my way back to college because work is starting back up. School is going to start back up. And Tim, there was no getting that car out. I think it was a couple of days of digging through ice and snow and having some friends there help out with it. But that was my worst homeroom after New Year's, was the fact that I was already a little begrudged the leaving Chicago. But lo and behold, it took me an extra couple days because not only did I have to locate my car, I mean, you couldn't even see it. I had to locate it as general vicinity of where it was parked. Listeners, this is before you had GPS units that like reminded you exactly where you parked, linked it to your phone. I didn't have remote start. All those existed back then. So it wasn't like I could fire it up and listen for the car. This
Mm.
was just old key to car, old Escort wagon I had
Okay. It
that was
wasn't it wasn't a
very
wasn't a Nova.
no.
Okay. Well, I mean, because lots of Novas in my days were lost in snowbanks. So,
Oh, Davis Little. I missed the joke.
no, just pointing out the Chevy.
Champagne supernova.
You don't. Oh man, you don't even remember the Chevy Nova.
No, I do. It's just tiny, it's little, so it got easily lost in the snow.
Easily lost in snow, and it was
Sometimes when you
always
guys talk, it's
Tim,
like
Tim,
the immovable object hitting the
Yeah.
unstoppable force.
Yeah, that's true. That's the dynamic. Well, nonetheless, Tim, I'm talking like I wasn't the only car lost in this. For the listeners, the lake effect snow, especially of that big blizzard that they had. I mean, things were buried, they were down, and then every city dweller knows that the plows come through, and boom, you just get plowed right in because now it's like that packed, pushed snow all the
Mhm.
way up onto. So, I mean, it was pretty great. It was a good time. Then the good times worked hardly off by
So this
chipping
made
away
this
ice.
made you late for homeroom in 1999.
Bro, I missed it by like
Okay.
probably a solid couple of days. I spent my homeroom time on digging out my car, which I probably should have started immediately. But again, party like it was 1999 because it was
There,
1999.
what?
So
That's the
3 days
best.
later, yeah.
Jacob, what about you? Any homeroom? Either what you're ready for in this new homeroom of 2026, or any memories of homeroom after the break?
Tim, all I can think about is I really don't blame Johnny for what he did, because in that situation, Y2K, the world's going to end. Why are you going to focus on protecting your car from snow? I mean, we're all going to be using
Right.
chisels and stuff after Y2K. All the technology is going to break. It makes perfect sense. So, Johnny, you're good. For me, homeroom's back after holidays. I am grumpy. Tim, I'm going to be honest with you. Don't want to be back doing whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. You can say, hey, Jacob, Michael Jordan wants to hang out. You want to come in? But I want to sit on my couch. What are we doing? Come on. But I'm pretty quick to start talking to my good friends like you guys and warm up and be happy that I'm back into things. Because that's what it's all about here, Tim. It's about family and friends. And most importantly, it's about the listeners, Tim. That's what
Yes.
motivates me to come in on a Monday morning after a holiday, because they need to hear us, Tim, and what we have
They
to tell
need-
them.
Yeah, and today's homeroom, they got a lot out of it today. That's for sure. Actually, well, we tried to make it easy on you, listener, for this first homeroom back. Put it in there, little reminiscing, little bit of storytelling, a little bit of Johnny not understanding what a Chevy Nova was, and things like that. I'm thinking, I'm surprised you didn't go with the Aldo Nova. That great one-hit wonder from the early 80s. Life is just a fantasy. Johnny's like, I don't even remember that song, man. I think you're making it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Well, you know what though?
Yeah, sometimes Johnny's not getting it, and sometimes Tim starts singing a song from 1983, and I think we're all lost.
Aldo Nova, Life is a Fantasy. You got to check it out, man. Good stuff. Well, you know what though? Actually, who knows what kind of supernova? Let's hope in 2026, though, as we end this homeroom, there are no supernovas that we can witness. And here's the other thing about supernovas: a lot of the ones that have already happened, we don't even know about it yet, because the speed of light and the distance that we occupy from all of those other potential supernovas, they may have happened already and we just don't even know about it. How's that for a little bit of trick learning on this first homeroom of 2026? And now it's time for your moment of Zen. While some people think that dissent is unpatriotic, I would argue that dissent is the highest form of patriotism.
Hey, thanks for listening to Busted Pencil's Homeroom today. And remember to grab great other podcasts filled with all kinds of Busted Pencils content on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and of course, you can always find us on the Civic Media website. Remember, later this week, grab Class in Session on Wednesday. And of course, you'll find producer Jacob's Choice on Friday, and then Pencil Busters. Buckle up, because you can always listen to the Busted Pencils broadcast Saturdays at 3 p.m. Central Times across all the Civic Media Network stations for 1 hour of your favorite blue-collar scholars, Tim and Johnny, and keep busting pencils.